Hello and welcome to the 76th episode of Raw and Score Trivia, the podcast where you roar out your answers and track your own score. I'm the Quizzard, and don't forget, if you send me a message or a comment on Facebook or Instagram or Spotify with your name and score, I'll add you to the little score section at the end of the podcast. Don't pretend a little bit inside of you doesn't want to hear your name at the end of this show. You don't know why you want to, but you do. Don't be a coward, send me a score. It doesn't have to be a massive score. In fact, one of my favourite things to do is to make light fun of someone who scored a 4. There are a few regulars who send in their score every single week, and I'm so invested in how they do every week. It's weird. In fact, this episode, we've got a huge record-breaking score. Listen through to the end and you'll hear it. We score out of 35 points in Raw and Score Trivia with 20 questions worth a point each in the question round. An unbelievably hard question. If you get it right, you get 5 points. A bonus round, which is worth 5 points. And a game that we play throughout the question round, which is worth 5 points as well. This week, the game is Acrostic Answers. In this game, the first letter of some sequential answers are going to spell out a word. For example, if the answer for question 4 was Daniel Radcliffe, the answer for question 5 was an anchor, and the answer for question 6 was grapes, D-O-G spells dog. Just quickly, we used to play that it was the first few questions. This game has recently changed. So if you're used to the old version, it used to be the first few answers, but now it can be anywhere. So it could be questions 8 through 12, it could be questions 15 through 20, it could be the first 5. The words a, an, or the do not count in this game. So if it was the sun, it would be the letter S, not the letter T. And remember, numbers, we spell out the numbers. So if it's number 1, we would get the letter O if that was the answer. This week, we are listening out for the name of a fruit. So, remember to listen out for a sequence of answers whose first letter spells out the name of a fruit in the question round, which is starting now. Question 1. Based on its shape, what type of galaxy is the Milky Way? A spiral galaxy. Question 2. Which 2 colours appear in the YouTube play button logo? Red and white. Question 3. Adjusted for inflation and as of July 2025, who is the highest paid sportsperson of all time? Michael Jordan. He's actually the highest earning even if you don't adjust for inflation. Tiger Woods was second if you guessed him. Question 4. The study of oncology focuses on which disease? Oncology. Cancer. Question 5. In which year did Russia begin its current invasion of Ukraine? In 2022. Question 6. 3 Nintendo 64 games came with yellow cartridges. Name one of them. You get a bonus point if you name all 3. They were Donkey Kong 64, Earthworm Jim 3D, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. If you named all 3, give yourself a bonus point. No, not really, we don't do bonus points. Honestly though, if a game came in a coloured cartridge, I was 100 times more likely to buy it as a kid. I really wasn't very smart, was I? Question 7. Who sung the 1988 hit Smooth Criminal? Michael Jackson. How good is the Alien Ant Farm cover though? I was 9 when it came out. I think it was actually my first step into the world of punk and metal. Question 8. Which continent has land in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres? Africa. I didn't even know there were eastern and western hemispheres. How do they decide where the line is? Is there a vertical equator? Question 9. In baseball, how many innings are there in a standard game? 9. Question 10. What is the only mammal that's born with horns? the giraffe. Question 11, how many points do you get for a goal in soccer? One. You would need to be severely unsporty to get that one wrong. Question 12, who led the Soviet Union during World War II? Joseph Stalin. Question 13, what is the collective noun for a group of fish? A school of fish. I'm having deja vu. I feel like we've had that question before. Sorry if so. Question 14. What are the two colours of the pieces in the standard version of Connect 4? They are red and yellow. I was sure one of them was blue, but it turns out I was thinking of the actual stand that you put them in. Question 15. Andy Samberg and Kristen Malotti get stuck in a time loop reminiscent of Groundhog Day in which 2020 movie? Palm Springs. I loved this movie. It almost made me want to be stuck in a time loop, to be honest. Question 16. Charm is an anagram of which month of the year? March. Question 17. There are 3 national flags that contain the colour pink. Name 2 of them. They are Spain, Mexico, and Turks and Caicos Islands. If you guessed Turks and Caicos Islands, I'm impressed because who's even heard of that country, let alone know they have pink in their flag? Question 18. What type of colour do you get by mixing a primary colour with a secondary colour? You get a tertiary colour. Question 19. Madrid is the capital city of which country? Spain. And question 20 is a finish the lyric. Man, I feel like mold. It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. She's walking over to me. What's next? It is, this must be fake. My lip starts to shake. All right, that's it for the questions. But did you remember we were playing acrostic answers? We were listening out for a sequence of answers whose first letter spelled out the name of a fruit. Lock in what you think the fruit was now. The fruit was mango. The answers that spelled that out were Michael Jackson, Africa, 9, giraffe, and 1. A couple of numbers in there. That's a hard one, I think. But give yourself 5 points if you got it. Coming up in a second, we have the stupidly hard question and the bonus round of the episode. This week, the bonus round is Opposite Day. I've had some good feedback on Opposite Day. I'm glad you guys like it. Opposite Day and the hard question coming up in a second. We're back, and it's time for The Question's So Hard. I hate reading it every week. Really, I just don't like it. I don't know why I do it. The really hard trivia question. All right, we haven't done one of these ones in a while, but I like these ones. Question is, what is the first spoken line in the movie Toy Story? The first spoken line in the movie Toy Story. We are going to need it word for word because this is the hard question. I'm not sure if that You Got a Friend in Me song is playing at the start or not, but it's not that. That doesn't count. That's music that goes underneath it. We're talking about the first spoken line by a character. Is it Hey guys, we're all toys and we are having a story. Alright, I'll just be quiet and let you think. 5 more seconds to lock in an answer. The answer is, alright everyone, this is a stick-up. Spoken by Andy while playing with Mr. Potato Head. I feel like there's a couple parents who have watched Toy Story on repeat with their kids that would have gotten that one right 100%. And it's about damn time those kids came in handy, isn't it? Give yourself 5 points if that's you. And that means it's time for the bonus round of the episode. This one is Opposite Day. In Opposite Day, I'm going to give you a phrase of some sort, but I'm going to turn every word into the opposite of itself. An example is if I was trying to describe to you the TV show Breaking Bad, I would say fixing good. Just to be clear, every word in the sentence that can be oppositized will be oppositized. All you have to do is guess what I'm saying. This week, all of the phrases are bands. All right, guess the opposite of the bands. Opposite Day, not starting now. First one is The Mountain Girls. The Mountain Girls. That one is The Beach Boys. I thought about desert being the opposite of the beach, but it can't be because they're both sandy. Mountains are really tall and far away from water, so it makes sense. Don't write in. Question 2. Green, cold, mild salts. Green, cold, mild salts. That one's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Green, cold, mild salts has a certain ring to it though, I reckon. I'd buy their album. Number 3 is Calm at the Library. Calm at the Library. That one's Panic at the Disco. Yes, library is the opposite of disco. Don't you dare. Question 4. Rise in Girl. Rise in Girl. Rise in Girl is Fall Out Boy. I want Fall Out Girl and Rise in Girl to fall in love and get married. And finally, number 5, Calm for the Organism. Calm for the Organism. That one is Rage Against the Machine, with rage being the opposite of calm, for being the opposite of against, and organism being the opposite of machine. I like that one, Calm for the Organism. All right, that's it for the questions. Tally up your total, and that's it for this episode. Don't forget, if you send me a message with your name and score, I'll give you a shout out at the end of a show. This week we've had a record-breaking score. It's happened. It's been a while. Aaron and Christian scored a massive 33. They were already the reigning champs and sharing the throne with Ren, and they booted him off. They are now sole king and queen of Roar and Score. Don't worry, Ren, you've still got the Simpsons episode. Now, I know they can't see you and you can't see them, but wherever you are, you need to bow down to Aaron and Christian. They'll know if you don't. They got 2 questions wrong in the question round. 1 question about The Simpsons and another one about anime. Aaron and Christian, I've identified what seems to be the only gap in your knowledge. You guys need to watch some more cartoons and you'll be on 35 points in no time. Rick and Nadia scored a 17 and a 21. They got the hard question right, but missed my counting mistake last episode. Getting the hard stuff right, but can't even count to 20. Dylan and Jazz have been listening together on drives. I don't know what they've scored, but I'm on Team Jazz. Get him, Jazz. Tarotwood Propagators and the graphics department both scored a 26. Is there a rivalry between these 2 teams? No. Am I going to pretend there is one now? Almost definitely yes. Hey, Tarotwood, I heard the graphics department say they hate Australian native plants. Leslie and Christy scored a 29 as well, which is a PB for them. Huge week of scores. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week with another episode of Roar and Score. Bye-bye.